Alright guys, we're gonna be reacting to Andrew Wilson make pro-choice feminists regret supporting abortion. Let's jump in, guys. What's going on here?
Right.
Never think.
Let's go ahead and play it.
And I was not. Let me tell you that year.
I'm looking to have an abortion. I'm 34 right now. My boyfriend is kind of out of the picture now, so I don't really have any support.
It's a 4 to 5 day procedure. A needle is inserted through the abdomen and into the fetal heart.
That is so sad.
And that will completely numb the fetus. After that, we inject a medication called digoxin and another medication called KCL, which will slow and then stop the fetal heartbeat. And then we'll give you a medication called misoprostol. Misoprostol will sort of induce contraction, will assist you in sort of pushing in the induction, and then remove all of the products of conception. You're definitely going to
See the language that they use, right?
Crazy. I've never heard it.
You see the language that they use. The language that they're using is to dehumanize the baby.
Contraction will assist you in
Pushing
in the induction, and then remove all of the products of
the product of conception product. So it's the way they use the language is to dehumanize the poor baby.
You're definitely going to feel discomfort and cramping.
It's crazy. I've never heard it step by step. That's crazy.
We specialize in later trimester care. Our doctor is very well versed in what he's doing, and he's very good.
So I'm not like a rare situation. Y'all help women this late in pregnancy all the time.
All the time. How can I help you?
I'm looking to have
You can pause it.
Product
Damn,
is
that's
crazy. They called the baby the
an abortion.
product.
I'm
For the pro-choicers here, do you guys support late-term abortion?
Late term, no.
No.
Unless like it's something crazy, like the mom is gonna die. But in reality, I truly feel like you
That
should
doesn't
just
happen,
get a
though.
C-check.
Wait, can you just scoot to the
Oh,
table?
sorry.
The procedure to save a woman's life in that late in
Yeah.
pregnancy is a preterm delivery, so they don't have
Yeah,
to directly
but
kill the
see,
baby.
then that's it. Yeah, but
I don't support late
Well,
term.
good. I mean,
late term, yeah, no, late term, no. That's crazy.
When do you think it should be legal?
I feel like as soon as you find out, and right away.
What if you don't find out, though? Because there's cryptic
yeah,
pregnancies.
yeah.
What
I've
if you
seen
don't
that.
find out until birth? Like, right, you're giving birth.
Okay.
And you kill the baby as it.
Oh
as
no,
it's
I
too
don't
late.
think you should.
How in
That's
the
too
hell? How in the hell you go through a pregnancy until birth and you never realize? Ah, man. Don't you have symptoms? Then you have this. You know. Also, your period's not coming down. Like, come on.
late.
Too late.
Like,
After a certain amount of weeks. What's the
what's the actual thingy?
I'm
Like,
not too versed on it,
thingy?
but I know
actual
that there's
time that
like
they say you shouldn't do it.
I know that
Well, it
there's
depends on the
like
state.
a development state, and yeah, it's like a couple, maybe like a couple months. I'm not quite sure, but I just know that there was a certain
25 weeks, I believe it is.
yeah
For what?
yeah,
It's
that the
trying to
fetus
avoid
can
Andrew.
Like
That's what.
outside.
Oh, 21 weeks is when they can
You
move
guys
out.
don't notice this? They're trying to avoid Andrew coming in. You see how they helping to each other? It's so weird. The reason they're talking to each other is they're trying to avoid Andrew. And you can tell. They're defending each other because they know that Andrew's gonna come in and he's not gonna be nice. Like, they be nice to each other.
Outside the womb. So would
Yeah.
you say that that's when you think?
probably before that, before it could, God, if it can live outside, then just have it, you know, like, and then give
Right.
it, you know, to adoption. But it's, yeah, if it can live outside, just give it a life and then, you know, do that. But if it can't, then, you know, it's early enough.
Wait, I have a question, Lydia. Okay, so since you're like pro like life and everything, do you like go to the foster homes and like help out?
You
Or,
see?
like, do you go to like the kids that have been like
Yes.
born with like drugs, like drug abuse parents, and like do you like at least do that type of charity work too?
So I actually was pro-choice and became pro-life because of my foster sister. Because
Okay.
pro-choicers would tell
Awesome.
me that she's better off aborted, and so I became pro-life.
Yeah,
In
okay.
high school,
A
realized
sentimental.
that abortion is eliminating foster children instead of helping them. And yeah, a lot of our pro-life laws actually work to fund and fix the foster care system, help pregnancy centers. My pro-life law in North Carolina gave millions of dollars towards those things. So we do care.
Oh, I love that
But
for you.
for the record, abortion is the leading cause of death in the history of the world, so it's my greatest focus in my work. But
Yeah,
so
no, by the way, that's good work. Like,
Thank
that's
you.
good work that you're doing. I wish you Godspeed in continuing it because it's fucking monstrous. Did they say 34 weeks?
34 weeks.
Is that-
Yep.
That's
That
crazy,
is
man.
just fucking evil.
That's-
so to
That's
to
Satan
cheer her
work
on,
right
though,
there.
I gotta ask you a question. Like, let's just say for a second she didn't. Let's just say for a second she didn't support foster care and she wasn't out, feeding homeless children or doing any shit like that. Why in the world would that matter? The idea of not being able to kill a 34-week.
No, obviously the 34, I did say 34 is crazy.
She
34
can
was
still
crazy.
just not be evil and not also support foster children because she doesn't have time. Like, why would that even be a problem or a contradiction?
Because I think a lot of people, when they don't support abortion, when they support abortion or when they don't support abortion, they're just kind of like, okay, well, that's still an unwanted child. Like, so the child's going to feel unwanted wherever it's at. And I mean, the foster home is like the first place that they go if they don't go to adoption. And so that's why I think like they should at least worry about that.
Well, I just want to let you know that 100% of the babies in the United States put up for adoption are adopted.
There's
Thank
30
you.
couples waiting to adopt for every newborn put
They
up
just
for
have to get
adoption.
approved. Yeah. I know that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
And the second is, it still wouldn't be a contradiction in her worldview, even if she didn't. Now, she said she did, and I'll take her at her word, but even if she didn't, there's nothing contradictory about saying, hey, you're not allowed to murder 34
obviously.
babies because I don't want to go support foster kids. Like, there's still no contradiction there. I just want to point that out to you.
Absolutely. Would you ask someone who's working to cure cancer why they haven't helped with diabetes yet? It's just something that I focus on.
Yeah, but that's like stem cells and everything. So like you can't.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that I'm focused on one thing, and I absolutely do care about other things, but I don't have to solve every world problem in order to know that killing babies.
But that's what they're trying to do is shame her work. That's what they're trying to do. Lady over here is trying to shame her work somehow because she still support killing, deleting. She'll use deleting baby. That's what she supports, guys.
What's wrong? When do you think?
Really focus on the problems you can solve.
Right. When do you think that it should be legal to have an abortion? At what stage?
Oh, what do you mean stage?
What stage of pregnancy?
Like ages? Well, I think just barely like before the first like 7 weeks, 10 weeks.
Okay, so you're basically pro-life.
Earliest. Yeah.
So you're
That's what I'm
pro-life.
saying. I'm not a hater. No, definitely, yeah.
You said you're
No.
She wants to be with
girl,
God
I'm
and the
super
devil, that's
open.
what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 34. That's why I was like 34 weeks is crazy. That's like pretty much you're about to deliver. Like that's
might as well
insane.
do it.
Yeah, might as well just go through with it. Like you already did all the stretching. Like
So it's 30 weeks.
yeah, so it's 30.
So it's 28 weeks.
Yeah, and so from the very moment of conception, 95% of biologists agree that it's a human life. It meets all 7 characteristics of life. You do not have to be a Christian to know that killing babies is wrong. It's a biological fact.
Well, the
as
thing
well.
is here's
So
the
it doesn't
thing.
matter what's
Christians, I had to talk about this, right? The thing is that what we live today, which is the Western world, has provided these values, not only through our spiritual lens, but through our cultural lens, guys. That's why by you taking out Christianity or some kind of morality out of the equation, all these idea of just deleting baby, the alphabet mafia, you start appealing to those ideas. Why? Because if morality is something that just came from religion, that means that I can just invent mine. You see what I'm saying? So at this point, and the feminist movement did a great job when it comes down to the morality aspect, taking that, let's say, essence, a fundamental, out of the institution, is simply to make sure we can just bring all these things that were shameful and just eliminate them. That's why this lady was calling, the lady on the phone was calling the baby parts like products and, dehumanizing it. Because it makes sense to them humanizing it. In their perspective, that is.
stage of development you are in, it does not determine your value. And no matter when an abortion is performed, that is still killing an innocent human being.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
First of all, if you squash an bald eagle egg, you get fined like what, $250,000?
What? Yeah, that's an American.
It's because they're endangered. It's because they're endangered.
Yeah.
Well,
They're
humans are getting
endangered and
endangered.
everything.
Yes, very true.
You can go to prison.
So hang on, but what they're doing though, she makes a valid point, right? Because what they're doing is they're saying, well, wait, this isn't a bald eagle life yet, just the potential to be bald eagle life. Yes. And since bald eagles are endangered, just the potential they will become bald eagles is enough for you to fit the crime of essentially murdering a bald eagle, right?
Yeah.
I've actually,
That's a good point.
I've never actually heard that argument. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I
compelling.
Never heard of it.
Have you heard that one?
Oh yeah, I just literally posted. You can look on my
okay.
Instagram. I just posted it like a couple days ago.
That's
no,
pretty
Oh,
compelling.
sorry, I didn't.
no,
That's pretty
exactly.
compelling.
No, you're
I didn't
fine.
see it. You're so cute.
You what? I've never heard. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
No,
good
you
one.
can go to
Another thing-
prison. You can go to prison for destroying an eagle egg, but it is your right and freedom to kill an innocent child.
Another thing I would like to
That's
add is
crazy.
the argument people use against that is, oh, the egg is separate from the mother. Well, it still needs the mother and the parent to survive. And another thing is, you guys always, not you guys, people on the left typically bring up foster system as a abortion. Should we just go orphanages? I don't think that's
What
right.
the fuck? But honestly, like, I don't think you should talk about shootings with everything because I mean,
This lady, man, this lady's cuckoo as hell. This right here, cuckoo. She looks kind of high too.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Loaded language.
I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to say is I have 2 adopted sisters and stuff. Their life is no less valuable than mine because they were chosen not to be kept and stuff. And the fact that people, they talk about choosing between an unborn child or a 5-year-old or something, you're ignoring the fact that that unborn child has the potential to be that 5-year-old. It could cure cancer. We're probably killed the cure for cancer.
Yeah, has a purpose from God. The circumstances of your life do not determine your value. And back to you, I'm curious.
oh, sorry.
You said you were pro-choice. Would you now say that you're pro-life? You
No, she's not gonna do
honestly,
it.
I-
No, she's not gonna do it. I know for a fact she's not gonna do it because this is not how you change minds. You gonna no? It's not gonna do it. She has too much to lose to change that quick, and that means that she has to give her reality in the spot, and that in itself is gonna put her in a position of vulnerability.
I mean, pro-life to a point, an extent, just because I not gonna like open my book too much, but like with essay and stuff, you know, like I just personally believe like there's some things that just it's sick, obviously, but it just sucks. Yeah,
But
Yeah,
that's not the child's fault.
yeah.
Can I ask you a quick
but
question?
what-
Share one.
Yeah,
Would the world be a better or worse place if you had been aborted?
I don't think the world cares enough about me to
Can
really
you answer
care.
my question?
Yeah.
Would it be a better or a worse place if
Neutral.
you were aborted, do you think?
Neutral.
So your life doesn't matter?
Not that it doesn't matter, but there's too many other things in the world going on for my own life. I only matter to the people around me.
Yeah, so raise your hand if you think that the world would be better, a better place if you had been aborted.
Exactly.
That alone should
That's a-
generally just end the argument.
That's
right?
it.
But
That's
thing
it. That's it. That's the end of the. That's the end of the night. That's the end of that episode. That's the end of that episode. Unless you're a vegan, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below, guys. I'll see you next one.